Right now, somewhere in Lagos, Nairobi, and Johannesburg, ordinary investors are asking one question. Should I put my money into the Dangote Petroleum Refinery IPO? And the headlines make it sound so simple. Africa's biggest refinery, 20 billion USD to build, 650,000 barrels per day. A company so large, it has already cut Nigeria's fuel import bill and is now supplying other African countries. And now ordinary investors may finally get the chance to buy in. Sounds like an easy yes answer. But here's the part nobody's saying out loud, that I could be the one now speaking up. The same deal being called Africa's biggest wealth creation moment can also be read as Africa's richest man selling part of a debt-heavy business to the public at the exact moment excitement is at its highest. And when excitement is at its highest, that is usually when the ordinary investors pay the most and get the least. So in this video, we are going to strip the emotions out and look at the actual maths. Are you buying into Africa's energy future, or are you buying into the smartest billionaires exit the continent has ever seen? And if you put 10,000 US dollars into the IPO on day one, what does that realistically become in the next 5 years, 10 years? Can it 10x? Or is the real money sitting somewhere most people are not even paying attention to? The dividends. That is the part almost nobody is talking about. We are going to break this down completely because hype is expensive and good investing starts when the excitement ends. So let us start with the most basic question that most people skip when they see a big IPO announcement. What is Aliko Dangote actually selling to you? Reports say only 5 to 10% of this company is being offered to the public. That is it. Even if you invest, Dangote keeps 90%. Every barrel refined, every dollar that comes in is not handing you the business in the way most people imagine. He's opening a small window into something he will continue to own almost entirely. Now, the size of the window is not the main issue here. I mean, I have no issue with 10%. The price of the window is the main issue. Think about it this way. Imagine two people buying the exact same house on the exact same street. One pays 500,000 US dollars, the other pays 1.5 million US dollars. Same house, same street, completely different investment outcome. The person who paid too much will wait a very long time before they see real returns or profit. That is the situation here. If the refinery is valued at 20 billion US dollars and 10% is sold, investors are putting in 2 billion US dollars for that window. That is one conversation, but some reports are putting the valuation at 40 or even 50 billion US dollars. Same refinery, same 10%, but now you are paying 2 to 3 times more for the exact same piece. And we do not have the final number yet. No formal documents have been filed. Dangote himself said in February that Nigerians should, be able to buy shares within 4 to 5 months of that statement, which puts us somewhere around June or July 2026. But as of right now, nothing is official yet. So do not let the excitement of the headline push you into a decision before the actual numbers are in front of you. Now, here is something most people are treating as secondary in all of this coverage, but I think it might actually be the most important thing about this entire deal. Reports are saying that the dividend from this listing could be paid in US dollars. If that gets confirmed, everything changes. Here's why. Most stocks on the Nigerian exchange pay dividends in Naira. You get your Naira dividends today, the Naira weekends next month. Your income is already worth less in real terms. That is the quiet way currency erodes your investment returns over time. But if Uncle Aliko Dangote lists his petroleum and pays you in dollars, you are collecting dollars income from a stock listed on an African exchange. That is almost unheard of on the NGX. For a Nigerian investor, for a Kenyan investor, for anyone across this continent watching local currencies move against the dollars, that changes the whole story. You're not just buying a refinery anymore, you're buying a dollar income stream backed by fuel sold across an entire continent. But it has not been officially confirmed. So you don't want to build your investment plan around something that is still in the report and Uncle Aliko has been just mentioning here and there. You want to wait for the official documents. That is where the real picture lives. Now, let me bring in a comparison that puts all of this into context. A lot of analysts are comparing Dangote to Saudi Aramco, and I understand why. It is the closest thing the world has seen to a massive oil infrastructure listing in recent memory. In 2019, Saudi Aramco listed just 1.5% of Aramco and raised over 25 billion US dollars, the biggest IPO in the history at the time. But here's what most people miss about that comparison. Aramco belongs to the Saudi Arabian government. The entire nation stands behind it. If anything went wrong, the Saudi state was right there. Investors were not just buying a refinery, they were buying the security of a sovereign country's most valuable assets. Dangote is built differently. This is a private refinery built by one man, financed with debt, and now partially offered to the public. There is no government standing behind it. The whole story depends on operational execution, consistent crude supply, and a policy environment that cooperates with the business. That is not a reason to walk away. It is a reason to go in with your eyes open rather than your excitement and your emotions. And Aramco itself teaches the lesson that matters most here. When it listed at $32 per share, the price drops to $27, within a few months. People who bought on day one at peak excitement and sold during the dip lost money on one of the greatest energy assets ever built. The asset was not the problem. The entry price was the issue. That is exactly the question sitting at the center of the Dangote IPO. So here's where it gets really interesting, because there are two completely ways to read this IPO, and honestly, both of them make sense. Let me start with the exciting case. For the first time ever, an African infrastructure asset of this size is being offered to African investors first, not to investors in London or New York. I mean to Lagos, Johannesburg, Nairobi. The continent get access first. Africa has had a frustrating pattern for a very long time. We produce the raw materials, we consume the finished product, but the real ownership of the infrastructure in between almost always ends up somewhere else. This IPO is trying to change that. And if the dollar dividends get confirmed on top of that, you're not just buying a refinery, you're buying dollar income from an African listed stock. That combination is genuinely powerful for any African investor who has been watching their local currency lose value over the years. That is the exciting case, and it is a very strong one. We all know. But here's the other way to read it. Who is selling? We know. Uncle Aliko. Who is keeping 90% after the sale? Uncle Aliko. Who gets fresh cash at the exact moment the story looks its best? Uncle Aliko. The refinery is running. Exports have started. The headlines have never been better. That is also exactly when smart founders decide the time is right to let the public carry the next chapter of risk. And then there is the debt. This refinery was not built with personal savings. It was built with billions in borrowed money. Investors who buy into it do not inherit, a clean, debt-free business. They inherit a business that is still paying back serious loans to people that borrowed them money. And this is where I want to tell you a story that most of the IPO coverage is completely ignoring. Not a long time ago, Uncle Aliko was in a very public dispute with the then group CEO of NNPC. The argument was essentially about whether Dangote Refinery would be allowed to buy crude oil in Naira, which is how the refinery, economics actually works best, or whether NNPC would force dollar-denominated transaction that would make the business significantly harder to run profitably. It got very much heated. It became very public. Dangote was essentially saying that NNPC was frustrating its ability to run the refinery properly. Then, a few months down the line, the NNPC CEO was removed. The tension cooled, but here's the question every serious investor needs to sit with. That dispute did not happen because of one person. It happened because of a structural tension between a private refinery and a government or a company that will always have competing interests. The person changed. The structure did not. So yes, this could be one of the greatest African investment stories of the decade. Very, very correct. And it could also be a very smart exit by a very brilliant man at the exact moment the story is at its peak. Both are true. Dangote can be creating a real opportunity for African investors and also making the smartest financial move of his career at the same time. Great IPOs often work exactly like that. The founder reduces his risk, the public gets access, everyone wins if the price is right, and if you are patient enough to hold through the rough patches. And that phrase, if the price is right, is the most important thing in this entire video. Not whether the refinery is world class. We have already established that fact. It is. Not whether Uncle Aliko Dangote is one of the greatest builders this continent has ever produced. I mean, that is not a question. It's one of the greatest, if not the greatest. The question is what you are paying for your seat at the table and whether you have the patience to stay in it when things get difficult. Because trust me, they will. Now, let us talk about what your money actually does if you decide to invest and stay patient. Most people assume the only way to make money from a stock is the share price goes up, and then you exit. That is totally wrong, guys, especially for an energy company like this. There are actually two ways your money grows: price going up. I mean, that's facts, and dividends. And for a business like a refinery, the dividend might actually matter more than capital appreciation, which is the price going up. Think about it this way: a refinery is not just a startup. They are not buying a growth fantasy. You are buying a cash generating machine. Every day that refinery runs, it produces revenue. The dividend is your share of that revenue. That is how serious investors think about it. So if Dangote Petroleum comes to market and pays around 5% annually in US dollars, which is in line with what companies like Aramco and Seplat have historically paid, here's what that means for you. If you invest 10,000 US dollars, you are collecting 500 US dollars every single year. Not naira, guys. I mean 500 US dollars every year before the share price moves at all. Over 10 years, that is $5,000 collected purely from income, half of your original investment back just from dividends, regardless of what the stock price does. Now, can this 10x? That's one question. Can $10,000 become $100,000? Mathematically, I mean, yes, it could happen, but let us be honest about what that requires. For the stock price alone to deliver a 10x, the company needs to grow from roughly 20 billion US dollars to 200 billion US dollars in value. That would make it one of the largest energy companies in the world. It is possible, but it is not something you should be counting on. Here's what is more realistic. Let's use a conservative picture: 5% price growth plus 3% dividends every year. After 10 years, $10,000 becomes around $19,200, and about 3,000 of that came to you as actual cash dividends along the way. The base case: 10% price growth plus 5% dividends after 10 years. $10,000 becomes roughly $30,900, and $5,000 came in as dividends to you. Now, if we decide to paint a more optimistic picture and say 18% price growth plus 7% dividends, after 10 years, nearly $60,000. $7,000 of that came in as dividends. Now, let me put those numbers in the currencies most people watching this video are actually thinking in. $10,000 today is roughly 15.5 million naira and about 1.29 million Kenyan shillings and around 185,000 South African rand. In the base case, that $10,000 grows to $30,900 over 10 years, which is approximately 47 million naira at today's rate from 15.5 million naira invested. For us to know if it's actually realistic, Seplat teaches us the best lessons here. Many investors who bought Seplat early and sold when things got rocky thought they were being smart, but the ones who stayed, collected their dividends, and held for 5, 7, 10 years, those are the people who made the real money. By its 10th anniversary, Seplat had returned over 575 million US dollars to shareholders just in dividends. The wealth was not in the excitement of the IPO, it was in the patience. That is the question underneath everything in this video. Not will this double next year, but can you hold something great long enough for the compounding to actually matter? Now, before we go ahead to end this video or jump into the final checklist, let me quickly mention something that is directly relevant to what we have been talking about so far. The IPO has not listed yet, but the global oil market is moving right now. Brent crude, WTI, oil-linked indices. The same energy story we just spent this whole video on is already playing out in global markets every single day. And while you're waiting for the Dangote window to open, there's an opportunity to position yourself in the broader energy trade today. And the platform I would recommend for trading global markets like oil and commodities is IUX. And here's why I like the platform specifically for traders across Africa. Spreads start from 0.0 pips. You are not paying hidden costs every time you enter or exit a position. What you see is what you get. Execution speed is 30 milliseconds, direct to market routing. Others are designed to execute with very low latency and minimal slippage under normal market conditions. And IUX puts no restrictions on how you trade. Scalping, hedging, day trading, you trade your strategy your way. Getting started is fast too. One of the quickest account verification process I've seen when it comes to brokerage firms for trading global commodities out there. You can go from signing up to accessing the market almost immediately. and IUX operates through entities regulated by authorities. You can see the full regulatory details on their platform. Your funds are in segregated accounts with negative balance protection. The link to open a free account is in the description and pinned comment as well. Now, let me leave you with 5 things you need to actually know before you invest. Not 5 things to feel good about. I mean 5 things to know. First is, what is the actual IPO price? Not the story around it, the real valuation being offered. Are you paying for what this business earns today, or for what someone hopes it earns 5 years from now? That number tells you everything. Second is, what is the real debt position? This refinery was built with borrowed money, guys. When you buy shares, you are buying what is left after the lender gets paid first. Understand that before you decide what a fair price looks like. Thirdly, is the dollar dividend officially confirmed? If yes, you are buying a dollar income asset. If no, you are buying a growth story. Those are 2 completely different investments. Do not assume. Wait for the official documents. Fourth, which exchange are you buying from, and how easy is it for you to sell if you need to sell? Getting in is very much easy. Getting out during a bad period on a smaller market can be a harder process than people actually expect. Understand your exit strategy before you enter. Fifth, what is your honest time horizon? If you need this money back in 2 or 3 years, this is probably not the right investment for you. This is infrastructure. It rewards patience, not urgency. Uncle Aliko Dangote built something Africa genuinely needed. He borrowed billions, took on real risk, and delivered a refinery that has already changed the fuel picture across West Africa. Now he's bringing part of it to the public, and the opportunity is real. For African investors across this continent and in the diaspora, this is the first time an asset of this quality is being offered through an African exchange rather than going straight to London or New York. That matters. And if the dollar dividend gets confirmed, guys, I'm so happy about this. It becomes even more compelling to invest into it. But the opportunity is only as good as the price you pay and the discipline you bring to holding it. So here's the question I want you to sit with after watching this video. Not whether Dangote is brilliant. He is, you already know that. Not whether the refinery is impressive. It clearly is. But are you the kind of investor who can buy something, understand why you bought it, and hold it through the difficult periods that always comes before the reward? That is the real test. What's the IPO? You. Now, I want to hear from you in the comment section. Would you invest in the IPO? Let me know in the comment section. Share your perspective, your thought. Do you think this is a cash out for Dangote? If it's a good move, if it's not, let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to check out IEX as well. And do well to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join my WhatsApp channel. That's where I share real-time market updates, investment opportunities, and things I'm watching in the market. Until next time, my colleagues, don't forget to stay sharp, stay safe, and invest wisely. Deal.